Hi, welcome to Unplugged with Eraldo and Daryn. We have a great show for you today. Actress, producer, and activist Priyanka Chopra Jonas will be joining us a little later on, and we have internationally renowned photographer Nigel Barker. Many of you know him as one of the judges on the hit show America's Next Top Model.
But first, we have my sidekick of the super outstanding podcast, Martinis and Murder. Okay, I'm a little biased since I'm also the co-host and producer of the podcast, but John Thrasher is in the house. John,
thanks for having me.
Don't say any of my secrets that we talked about, remember? Professional today.
All tucked away in my, yes, we're all tucked away in my pocket, no worries.
On our podcast, I tease you quite a bit. You have,
Yes.
I like to say he has nerdy interests. He watches Avengers Endgame, he likes Harry Potter.
Right.
He doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
Neither do I.
What is
Eraldo,
wrong with
right
you?
here. Yes.
I don't know.
20 million people watched the finale, and neither one of you.
Wait, 19,998,000.
Yes!
Because me and John didn't watch it. There
I
you go.
know. I mean, are you? This seems like right up your alley. I don't understand why you don't watch it.
I get this a lot because I love Harry Potter, I love dragons,
Yeah.
I love superheroes, so
Hello.
listen, I just never got into it in the first season. Eraldo and I were busy doing things.
Well, the series finale was a few
Yes.
Sundays ago, and it was. I thought it was pretty good, but people go up in arms about this stuff. Is there any series finale that you guys hated or loved, and you were like disappointed from the series? The best season finale for me ever. 6 Feet Under.
Oh.
Have you ever seen it?
Feet Under.
Martinis and Murder podcast. It makes sense
It
because
makes
it's
sense.
all
It does
death
make
related.
sense.
What about it delivered for you? The finale.
I just thought it was a nice button on the episode. Everyone's storyline got cleaned up. The music was, if I ever need a good cry,
Right.
I YouTube the last 9 minutes of 6 Feet Under. What about you?
That last finale. I like Seinfeld. Listen, I'm a Seinfeld fan.
So what'd you
I'm
think
a
of the finale?
Friends, I thought it was wonderful.
Okay.
I mean, Game of Thrones, maybe I should have started watching. I don't know.
I'm disappointed in both of you. Can I quit the show? Can I just walk out?
We'll take over. It's
We'll take
fine.
over.
Yeah.
You
Got
guys
a new
don't know
co-host.
what Daenerys is. You need to know who Daenerys Targaryen is.
I do know who she is. I just know the pop culture references.
Fair.
Yeah.
And I did watch my first episode. It was like the second to last episode, not knowing anything about it, and I loved it.
I loved
So
it,
maybe I
right?
should get into it.
Great
Yeah.
way to start.
Ready to start.
It's funny because
John,
she's like...
I hate to cut you off.
No, go for it.
But I want to ask you how
no.
you
Yes.
and Daryn
Yeah. This is a
got
good
together.
question. How we got together? It's kind of a long story, but we work together. We both work at Bravo and Oxygen, and internally our offices merged, and then we ended up doing red carpet work for Daryn for Bravo, myself for Oxygen, and we
Yes.
met on the red carpet at an NBCU upfront. When was that? 5 or 6 years ago now.
Yeah, we hit it off pretty immediately. He was in his Google glasses.
That's right.
And we
Yes.
were messing around on the carpet and just had really good chemistry. And what you guys don't know about John is he had, correct me if I'm wrong now, John, the
Sure.
#1 Harry Potter and Glee podcast.
Just the Glee podcast.
Just the Glee,
I
but you were
did.
part of Mugglecast. I thought, are you
I knew some people there, and I worked on
Exactly.
some things. Yeah.
So he kind of had the skills necessary.
I love fandom, so it was a great experience doing those things.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Can you give us a little background? I mean, I kind of know the story, but listen, Martinis and Murder, it seems pretty obvious. Tell us how you came to it with me,
Right.
because you're coming in from
Yeah.
the Oxygen side, and I'm coming in from the Bravo side.
Right. Well, Daryn and I had been doing a podcast together for about, a year and a half, an all topics pop culture podcast. And right around the 1 year mark, Oxygen transitioned from a reality TV network to a true crime network completely. And you can't be a true crime network without having a true crime podcast. So
Exactly.
they sort of
right.
tapped me to start looking into how we could develop a podcast. Daryn and I already had such great chemistry. We had a whole year's worth of a podcast previously. It just felt like a natural fit. And I think based on our personalities, we were able to deliver a podcast that feels a little bit more digestible, I guess you
Right.
could say, than a lot of the heavier stuff. We talk about the cases, and we're very respectful to victims
Definitely.
and everything that's involved with the tragedy of these cases, but we do so in a way that won't leave you sort of having nightmares at the end of the night, hopefully.
Right.
You know what
was
I mean?
there ever an interview or somebody you interviewed that was a little bit of a challenge maybe to both of you, maybe, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Right?
I think, we've had people like Dave Holloway, who is the father of missing woman Natalie Holloway.
Oh, okay.
We interviewed him, and that was our first kind of challenge in that it wasn't an expert, it wasn't somebody who works in true crime.
Right.
This is someone who had lost
A victim.
a victim. Yeah, essentially he's a victim as well. Yeah.
Sometimes John and I do these live podcasts
Right.
for an audience, and actually recently we did the Susan Cox Powell case. And if you're not familiar, John can kind of give you a little overview there, because we actually talked to the victim's parents as well. But tell us about like our live show,
shows.
and how we
Yes,
prepare
please.
for that, because I feel like that's important.
Yeah, well, our live shows have really grown. I think our first live show, we played to about, 75 people at Caroline's on Broadway, which is an iconic venue.
course
Oh,
it is,
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
Oh,
to
yeah.
kick off our live shows at Caroline's.
That's anything better than
You know
that.
what I mean? And as a stand-up comedy fan, just seeing our faces with the Caroline's background, that was exciting.
We took a lot of social media.
We
photos.
did. We did.
I'm sure you have.
We did. But as our show has grown, our audience has grown, and we recently did a show at the Gramercy Theater with a True Crime Festival, and we sold that theater out, which was really exciting. And it's just so great to see fans feel like they're getting a payoff and being able to come see us live and enjoying our personalities with the true crime benefits as well in a live studio or a live audience. It's just a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun in that last one especially.
So it's been on the air for a year, right?
2
2.5,
years.
I think,
Wow.
almost.
Yeah.
2.5
yeah,
years.
We've been
Time
going.
flies.
We have a lot of interviews and a lot of episodes in our docket, which is good.
Definitely.
Wow,
Yeah.
is there something that you haven't covered yet that you'd like to cover yet, or something? Maybe you're looking, I don't know, I'm trying
That's
to...
a good question. We
right?
haven't properly done Charles Manson yet.
Oh, boy.
And that's one that Daryn, I know, is particularly interested, as you can see with her reaction. So I think
Very
we're going to be planning some things, I think, around Charles Manson, which is obviously an iconic, everyone knows that story. But
Right.
I'm curious, John, because I know you grew up in Maryland, and we always talk about Adnan Syed, who is famous from the Serial podcast,
Okay.
and he is in prison right by
Yeah.
where you grew up.
Yeah.
Was that the first case that got you into murder, or what really got you into true crime?
That's a good question. Working at Oxygen since around 2012, we had always had Snapped on air, which is still running
Right.
strong.
Right.
It's in its
Still do.
25th season, I believe, right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had always loved Snapped, and who doesn't love Snapped? Come on, it's like the OG true crime show. But I think it was Serial that kind of launched, especially in our industry as the true crime podcasts go. It was the podcast that, I think they had like 10 million downloads a month or something crazy like that.
Insanity,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a crazy popular, and it really launched people into realizing that there's a huge market out there, frankly, for people that want to consume true crime. But Adnan Syed is unfortunately being held in a prison in my hometown. So there's all these weird connections, and we've since become friends with people connected to that case. That is definitely one that I found myself on Reddit into the wee hours of the night, which I'm sure a lot of you watching were probably doing that too.
Not doing your day
Right.
job,
I know,
boy.
that's right. Sleeping a little too hard after those, yes.
So, John, before we go,
Yeah.
tell us where people can tune in on Martinis and Murder.
Martinis and Murder is available. You can go to oxygen.com. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. Just type in Martinis and Murder and you'll see our faces pop up.
Well, you could not have paired up with a better co-host than
I agree.
than
It seems
Daryn.
to you,
You
Eraldo.
guys are amazing.
Yes.
I
Really
feel
do.
bad making fun of you for Game of Thrones now.
Eraldo and I are going to go watch it after.
There we go. Oh, that's
Yeah.
God, giving up on both of you.
Yeah.
Still to come, we have actress Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Obagi's SKINCLUSION, a new awareness initiative, celebrates diversity and inclusion around the globe and encourages us all to recognize and address our own unconscious bias, specifically surrounding skin tone.
Joining us today to discuss the campaign is actress, producer, activist, and SKINCLUSION ambassador Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Thank you so much for joining us, Priyanka. Tell us a little about this SKINCLUSION campaign and how you got involved.
So what I love about the SKINCLUSION campaign is the fact that everyone is talking about diversity. Everyone talks about, including people, inclusivity. And the conversation around it is extremely important, please don't get me wrong, but what has been the tangible change? What is the difference that we really see? And what I love about this campaign is, one, it's very clever. It says, SKINCLUSION. Second, I love the fact that Obagi as a brand is not just using inclusivity and diversity as a check in the box. It's something that they stand for. They are walking their talk. And I'll break it down for you how. So there's a spectrum called the Fitzpatrick spectrum, which has reduced all the different skin tones in the world to 6. I'm at a number 4 on this scale. Now, most of the skincare products that you see that I have probably used all my life do clinical research only on skin types 1, 2, and 3. So I'm not even considered. And that's something to call out. And I love the fact that with this campaign, Obagi and me as a consumer are calling out the beauty industry and saying, why is my money not as important as theirs?
So tell us, Priyanka, why is this campaign so personal to you?
This campaign's personal to me for many, many reasons. One, because I like to drive change. I in whatever way I can, I like to make a dent in the things that I can talk about and use my platform to be able to talk about things that are important to me. Now, why diversity is important to me as a woman of color, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but as a woman of color, I feel like lack of opportunity, not just for people of color, but also when we talk about diversity, it's not just skin tones or ethnicities. It's, again, it's females. It is different religions, different races, different ethnicities, different opinions. That is diversity, being okay with different. And I think I've witnessed many times in my life and in the lives of people around me that different is scary, and people are wary of it instead of being inclusive and being curious. So it's very personal to me because I think I want to create a culture around the world where when I raise my future children, they don't even have to think about diversity because it's that normal.
So Priyanka, how can the audience get involved with the SKINCLUSION campaign?
Well, you can go on skinclusion.com and learn more about the conversation around diversity and inclusion. But at the same time, the simplest thing that you can do is #SKINCLUSION, force Obagi to donate, because Obagi is donating $1 to the organizations that support diversity and inclusion. And I've seen myself how much difference these organizations make to people around the world and their lives. Because here in America, at least, we're talking about diversity. There are parts of the world where it's not even a conversation or even a need. And I think that we need to be able to magnify our voices and make sure that that's a conversation that is global. And so if you #SKINCLUSION, just keep hashtagging SKINCLUSION, and Obagi will donate $1 for every hashtag that you do. So get involved, make the change, be the driver of the change that you want to see.
Thank you so much, Priyanka.
Thanks.
I need to get involved in SKINCLUSION. I need
Thanks
to look
for
like
being
her.
with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, up next, the world-renowned photographer Nigel Barker to give us tips on capturing the perfect selfie.
Ooh, we'll be right back. Okay, let's just admit it. We all want to take the perfect selfie. Who doesn't want to have a nice, professional-looking photo to post on their social media pages? Heck, I know I do.
Listen, I agree, Daryn. We all want to take those amazing photos. But joining us via Skype from New York is international photographer Nigel Barker. Nigel was a judge for 17 years on the show America's Next Top Model and hosted Oxygen Network's show The Face. Currently, Nigel's latest hit show, Top Photographer, is in its second season. Nigel, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you for having me on.
Nigel, do we have the face? Do
we have the face
Do me and Eraldo
for a
have
selfie?
it?
I think you definitely have the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted to know. That's all tell us how you take a perfect selfie. Give us your tips. Come on.
Some good tips now, okay?
You know what? After 30 years of being a professional photographer, that's exactly what I want to do, is impart my ways on how to take a selfie.
Yeah.
What the world of photography has got to. I can tell you one thing. Fashion photographers and portrait photographers, what we don't do is get the camera and here's my phone. Right? What we don't do is we don't put it in front of us, lift it right way above our head and look up, which is what most people do with a selfie.
Exactly.
Right? I know why they do that. They do that to eliminate the double chin. Now, The problem with that, though, is that it makes your head very big and your body very small. So unless you wish to have a giant head and a small body, it's not really the way to go, just to get rid of a few pounds. So I have a trick for you. Here we go. Watch this. Watch and learn. I'm not going to do it.
There we go.
Here we go. I'm taking notes.
Out here. Now, chin up.
Yep.
Feel that muscle pull underneath. And you come down, you look into that camera, you're ready, and you take that picture. But have it at arm length, right just below your head. That's where a fashion photographer would take the picture. Everything's in proportion. Now you go up, down like a turtle, look into the camera, shoot the picture. And
there you go.
Seconds to take that picture before the turkey gobble comes back down again. So be quick and make sure you get it right. I call it the turtle.
Okay, so we're going from candy apples to being turtles now. I got it. I'm focused.
So Nigel, talk to us about Mimeo Photos.
Yeah.
The great app.
Thank you very much. Well, I've become the creative director of Mimeo Photos, and one of the reasons why, for me, making books is so important, which is exactly what Mimeo Photos does, is because we live in a world of Instagram, we live in a world of Facebook where we put pictures up, they last for a day if you're lucky, and then we're on to the next thing. And there are so many great photos out there. And of course, nowadays, with Instagram and over 1 billion people on Instagram and people with phones, with cameras all over the world taking stunning pictures, it's so nice to immortalize pictures. And that's what Mimeo Photos does. Now, Mimeo Photos, you wouldn't have heard of them in the past because they were actually the people that created the books for Apple. So whenever you made a book on an Apple, on your Mac, using iPhoto or Photo, you were actually having it printed by Mimeo Photos. You just didn't know it. But now Apple and Mac are no longer making books. Mimeo Photos took over the helm and are actually making the identical types of books. And we've done upgrades. And I've come in as the creative director to really help with all kinds of elements of the way it's printed, the kinds of frames that we want, the styles of the books. And we've really had the most extraordinary past 6 months. We run really fun competitions online, and Mimeo Photos has boomed. And it's a great app because, first of all, it's free. And it's super easy to use. It integrates exactly with Photo on your computer.
So Nigel, tell us a little bit about the photo walk with Apple.
Well, and this is another extension of this, and it's something kind of fun. I've just started to do these photo walks, and for me, I didn't start as a teacher of photography, right? I work on TV shows. You get to see me behind the scenes. I oftentimes work with models, but I myself have always loved photographing my city, which is New York City. I've been in New York for over 20 years. I created this sort of big archive of imagery of the way this New York looks, feels, breathes, the city that never sleeps. And now I'm going to DC, where there's a new Apple store that's open in the Carnegie Library. And as creative director of Mimeo Photos, we're going over there and leading a photo walk for Apple around DC, taking pictures and trying to really translate the city. And look, it seems easy enough. There you go, you take a picture, you take a snapshot. But what I'm challenging people to do is to put emotion into the pictures. When I take a picture of a person, I look to see the story behind the individual. What are they thinking? What are they about? What have they done? What are they about to do? It's the same when you're shooting an actor or an actress. What is the movie they've been in? What is their next film? Who are they as actual people outside of the characters that they play? Well, when you photograph buildings and sky, you can think of the same thing too. You think about, what does that building remind you of? Is the sky right now, the clouds in the sky, are they angry? Are they happy? Is it sunny? Is it bright? Does that building remind me of some Gotham building that, maybe Batman could be living in there? So depending on your angle and the way you shoot it and where you expose it, you can create a story in your picture. And I'll be doing it with a phone. So I'm really taking it back to Instagram because, look, we criticize phones often for being, okay, they're not cameras, they're phones. But actually today, you have incredible cameras on your phone. So it's going to be a little step out of my own comfort zone as I go on and really shoot solely on a phone, because although I do that, it's not my usual go-to.
Right.
But at the same time, it's about getting over all these things and saying, look, it's about the vision. How do I take a picture? And then putting it together in a Mimeo book when we get back to Apple after the walk and showing people how to turn those photographs into an actual story.
Okay.
We need like a Nigel Barker
Yes.
filter on
Yes.
Instagram
Yes, we
that
do.
tells the story of
Tells the
every
story.
photo that I do. What do you think? That's not bad,
It's not a bad
Nigel.
idea. That's a great idea, actually.
Exactly. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
joining us
Nigel.
today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Take care.
I feel now I can take the proper selfie and not look like a candy
Absolutely.
apple.
Of course.
Do it now.
Go for turtle. Go for turtle.
Bye. Bye, Nigel.
Thank you so much, Nigel. Still to come, we're going to give you some easy ways to eat healthy. And yes, we mean easy. Just a few simple steps and you can have delicious meals for the entire family.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with physician assistant Jessica DeLuise to talk healthy meal planning.
Welcome back. Planning those daily meals can be quite the task. Earlier this week, Eraldo met up with physician assistant Jessica DeLuise to show how you can make easy, healthy, delicious meals the whole family will love. As most of you know, Eraldo is a certified fitness trainer, so he's all about eating healthy.
All right, Jessica, let's get busy here. There's a lot of great food from VT Rice. I am so psyched.
I am psyched. And let me tell you this. This
Yes.
is crazy. I was doing my research. In 2019, I want everyone to know
Right.
only 8% of people stick to
Oh
New
my
Year's
God,
resolutions.
8%, that's horrible.
It's, you know what, and I think that's because people just don't have the tools in their kitchen.
Right.
But VT Rice is a great tool that I have in my
Isn't it
kitchen.
amazing?
It's incredible, and I'm going to show you how to incorporate it
Oh,
in
please, go right
breakfast,
ahead.
lunch, and dinner.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
So a lot of people are looking for a gluten-free whole grain option for breakfast.
Right.
So instead of oats, incorporating a brown rice and quinoa.
Yes.
So that's a variety that VT has to offer.
Right.
So we can take your jar, if you want to grab the jar, we
Yes,
have that.
absolutely.
And everyone's doing overnight oats, so let's get the brown rice. And I'll grab the
spoon over
spoon.
here.
Yeah, so brown rice can go in our jar. And now here's the thing about VT rice, it's all
Right.
pre-cooked. So once you make your overnight oats for breakfast, you can
Right.
bring it to work, to school,
Beautiful.
fill it with whatever you want, pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, then you're good to
You're
go.
all good to go, right?
You're good to go. It'll fuel your whole morning.
Right, what do we have over here?
Okay, this is a rice tabbouleh. So I
That
use.
looks amazing.
It's delicious. I used the basmati rice from VT. Again, I just warmed it up in my pan, and I'm going to show you how to make it.
Oh, yes, let's do
One
this.
bowl, and we're ready to go.
All right, so let's pour it all in there.
Pour
right?
it all in. So some
right.
chickpeas, some celery. So we're going to increase our protein with this recipe. Olives, tomatoes, cucumber, all these Mediterranean spices.
Right.
And then, of course, we're adding our whole grain rice right into the bowl as well.
These two.
Roasted red peppers, red onion. I
cooking,
know,
baby.
yummy. And I'll have you zest that lemon. And then you can make a really yummy sauce over the rice. You get dill, parsley, a cucumber, and some garlic. And movie magic, here it is. This
Oh
is
my
what it looks
God,
like.
that's amazing.
It goes right over the whole salad.
Ooh.
And then we'll add our pre-cooked rice. Now, if you wanted to warm it up after the fact, you could warm
Just
this
warm
up
it
all
up.
together.
That's right,
Or
yeah.
it just mix it up and it's good to go for lunch.
Oh my God, that's
And
delicious.
then, so I know it
That
smells
was
so good.
unbelievable.
So, and then of course you can use another variety from VT. So this one I used the Thai jasmine rice and made a lemon risotto.
Okay.
This recipe was right off the VT website. So yummy, and I paired it with some shrimp.
Wow.
So these will get you through 2019.
Unbelievable.
And you don't have to set a resolution. You could just, make a great lifestyle habit.
All right,
lifestyle
guys, for
change.
more information, go to VT.com. Let's send it back to you in the studios.
Thanks, Eraldo and Jessica. The dishes look incredible. Plus, it's great to know that VT rice is entirely plant-based, so you can just omit the chicken to make the salad a delicious vegan dish. For more wonderful recipes, go to VT.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We are back. As a personal trainer, I know how easy it can be to fall out of healthy habits during the summer vacation.
Unfortunately, funnel cake and margaritas are not considered balanced nutrition. Who knew? But luckily, we're here to help you stay on track.
That's right.
All right, so here's my advice. Tip number 1, take advantage of the bounty of the season. It's the best time of year. It's summer.
right.
Fresh fruits and veggies are in season. So those are probably going to be the best things for you guys to pick up at a local farmer's market, or you can grow your own. I'm from New Jersey. You haven't
Ditto.
lived until you've had a Jersey tomato. They are so sweet and so fresh. Honestly, it's the best thing for you.
Right, that's right. Okay, number 2, try something new. In Philly, you can do yoga on the pier or the Schuylkill River Trail. And in San Francisco, there's workouts at the Golden Gate Park, and you work out on those hills. you can get an awesome workout on those hills. You know, that up and down, stopping. You know, you can do so many things
They're
there.
like 90 degrees.
Oh my God, burning calorie, kettlebell, you can do a lot of things.
Driving up those hills makes me tired. So just do one hill and I'm sure you're going to be
Yes.
fine. For me, honestly, tip number 3, involve family and friends. It always helps to keep me accountable if I have a partner to go on a walk with or a run. Morning walks on the beach are incredible. Remember, dry sand is actually harder to walk on than just normal gravel. So that's going to get your legs working through and through. Organize hiking and kayaking trips. Maybe we should go this summer.
Maybe we should do that. I
I'll
think
show
we
you.
should definitely do that.
I'll
You
show
can
you my
me a few
biceps.
tricks, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, number 4, don't break your routine.
Yeah.
The small things you can do to keep your routine in check. I have some exercises that I'm going to show you that you can do anywhere, whether you're in a hotel room, whether you're outdoors. Very fun, very exciting. Okay,
I gotta
you
break a
ready?
sweat right now?
You got to
Okay.
break a sweat, all right?
All right.
So, okay, the first one we're going to do,
Yeah.
we're going to use these chairs as squats. So we're going to do squats. Just position yourself nice and straight with the back. Ready?
Okay.
So you're going to lower yourself until you feel the cushiony, and then you come right back nice and easy. We'll do it one more time. Nice back. Nice
I'd
and
so prefer
slow.
to sit on this cushion,
Right?
but that's fine.
So these are going to work your legs. You're going to work your butts. Nice look, right?
How many do we have to do?
Depends. 10 for 2, 3
Okay.
sets of 10. That should do it.
All right.
The next one, we're going to use these seats again. We're going to do tricep dips. Okay, so make sure that you extend your legs out nice and straight, Daryn, just like this.
This is an
All right?
avocado
This is
dip
an avocado,
or
right?
salsa. Or
So nice and easy. You're going to lower yourself as close to the bench as you can, or to the chair as you can, and you're going to come right up. And you can feel your triceps as you do this
Oh,
as
yeah.
well, right?
Oh yeah.
Just do a couple of these. Now these can be challenging. All right, try to, right? These are very challenging. They'll burn calories, and you're gonna look and feel sexy.
Yeah, you're gonna have some amazing tries. I'm already sore, Lord.
All right, thanks again to all of our guests, and thanks to all of you at home for watching.
And remember, let's continue our conversation on social media. We look forward to hearing from you. And be sure to share with us your topics and guests you would like to see on the show. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
The preceding was sponsored by